What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Stocks to Watch. And today, again, I have a few stocks which I think can outperform the market. The market has been doing extremely exciting stuff. The market is very strong. There are a bunch of mid caps, large caps, and small caps which have been doing fantastically well. And since the start of this series, I have been telling this to you that Nifty and Bank Nifty is not where all the action is going to happen. It's going to happen in the mid caps, small caps, and small little pockets which are sectoral in nature, which are running due to catalysts, fundamental factors are impacting it. So that is what we're going to carry our discussion forward in that theme. So today, again, Nifty and Bank Nifty kind of had a flat day. Today, IT stocks really corrected because of a few IT companies in America. They are calling off their guidance that they give for the entire year, and that tells that American market could actually be slowing down. And for all Indian IT companies, America and their companies are one of the biggest clients. So that is the reason IT was under pressure, but there were so many other stocks. Cement did extremely well. Capital goods entire sector did really well. Auto OEMs continued to shine. Some banking names, even some railway names, and now even logistics stocks are starting to do well. So let's have a look at all of these stocks and let's quickly get started. So if I talk about Bank Nifty and Nifty first, like I'll just cover the boring stuff first. So Bank Nifty again, it's sustaining around these areas, and what I'm expecting is that we've basically created a range over here. And even if you look at the banks, like if you look at individual banks, we've seen Axis Bank do really well. We've seen pockets of some banking names which are doing really well. But as of now, I think we're still in a range, so I will still have this bias for banks that these smaller banks like Karur Vyasa Bank, Karnataka Bank, Federal Bank, I think I also saw DCB Bank, and there were a bunch of other banks which were setting up very nicely, even Equita Small Finance Bank. So all of these banking names which no one trades and is which is less crowded, I think that is the pocket which is going to start outperforming. But the large cap banking names, I think they're still going to be subdued. So that's Bank Nifty for you. And Nifty today was primarily on the weaker side because of the IT action. And again, what we see is I told you in the last week also that we are going to test this high, and we're not really going to dump here. So we filled the gap. We held on to this little area over here. Again, in Nifty, we still have a range. So again, the bias is definitely bullish, nothing to be done. But Nifty and Bank Nifty is not where the action is. The action is elsewhere. So let me quickly get started with the list of stocks that I have for you today. The first one is Siemens. Now, Siemens is one of the MNC companies, and this stock was an absolute ripper. You can see what happened in the stock over here, right? So in this entire region, stock was doing really well, but post earnings, the stock started to dip a little bit because they were doing some policy changes, and now the stock is again, ready to rebound of sorts. So right now, the setup is okay, although this is a little extended because the stock was up 2% today. But what I'm looking at is a break of this range, so any kind of entries on an intraday basis could be taken. I will not be swinging this stock, and this stock is not from the swing list for only for an intraday momentum catch, because the stock has a left side which is quite weak. So I don't really like to swing stocks which have an overhead supply. So that is the reason, only for intraday purposes, keep this on your radar. Now, cement stocks were absolutely spot on today. So if you look at Ambuja, so I'll just have a I'll just show you the cement stocks today and what they did, and just see the action, right? So just look at this, right? Mangalam Cement, Ambuja, Shree Cement, Ultratech, ACC, Grasim, Star Cement, like everything was fantastic, and that is the reason cement stocks could do well even tomorrow. And Dalmia Bharat is one such stock trading near all-time highs, and this is near an area where I feel that there could be some action. This has not participated in the rally, and I think this range could start expanding from tomorrow onwards. So that is definitely something that I'll keep a watch out on. So Dalmia Bharat is one such stock that I'll look for both swings, intraday, both depending on how the action is. Next up is Adani Ports. Now, Adani Ports is, after all of that drama, now Adani Ports is tightly getting into a range. Now, there are some few positive developments from the entire Adani group. They've prepaid their debt. They have also paid off the pledge against Ambuja and ACC's acquisition. So things are going well. I think the entire Adani group is in damage control mode and kind of resurrection mode. And we have seen some Adani group stocks doing really well. Adani Ports is something that I'll be watching out for tomorrow because I think the range contraction is done, the range tightening is done. Now is the time for expansion, and I think tomorrow is the day where Adani Ports could sparkle. So that's one. Now Indigo is one such stock that I've spoken to you previously also. I think the first time when it started doing this, and it did do a shakeout oblique a fake out. But now what the stock has done is there are two things. Number one, the stock is just, the company just announced that they're ordering a 500 additional fleet of Airbus planes. That means it is capacity expansion. And with the absence of Go Air, there is a lot of market share up for grabs for Indigo. And the recent data from the aviation ministry said that the month-on-month traffic is largely in line, so it has not really dipped a lot. And these summer months are coming, which are holiday seasons. Cyclically, one of the very good seasons for aviation or airline companies. And now, after Indigo is coming out of this very important base, and now even after it has come out of the base, what it is trying to do is it's trying to create a narrow, small little base over here as well. And I'm expecting Indigo to do extremely good tomorrow or day after. So keep a watch out on Indigo, both from an intraday and a swing perspective. I think it's going to have good action. Muthoot Finance, again, something which is just waiting to explode. Another, NBFC financial name, which is again contracting into a range, getting tighter. It is followed by an impulsive up move, which is also great. So I don't think it's ready right now. So it's one of those stocks which is not ready yet, but could be ready tomorrow or day after. So keep a strict watch out on this stock. Now JSL is only one of those few metal stocks which has done well, and now the stock has again done a similar thing. It has tried to come out of a range, and now it's ready to break out from here. So again, this is because I think we've already have 6% move today. I'll not be looking for swings, but I think from an intraday perspective, I think this could be an interesting watch. Next up is Ircon. This is still in the base development stage right now. So the base development, the base maturation is not done, but keep this on radar. Maybe in the next 1 or 2 days, this could have some action, and it could test the highs around 90s. So there could be like a 10% upside in Ircon International. So keep a watch out on that. NHPC is again into a developmental stage right now. I think the stock is getting into a tighter next stage base, which is ready to explode, and I think we could see some good action here. Now, apart from NHPC, recently there was a bunch of news that came in. So one was general insurance companies came out with their data, superb operational numbers by JICRI, which is General Insurance Corporation of India, NIACL, ICICI Lombard. So general insurance companies have done really well in terms of their operational numbers. It just came out 6 p.m. today. I think those are also the stocks which are not technically setting up, but I think because of a catalyst, intraday opportunities could be found in those sectors and in those stocks. So keep a watch out on that as well. Equitas is another name from the banking pack, again doing nice things, trading near all-time highs, very good expansion, outperforming Bank Nifty by leaps and bounds, and now it's getting into a tighter range. Again, it's not ready to move yet, but I think in a couple of days, or maybe from an intraday opportunities perspective, you could start seeing this move maybe in a couple of days. So this is one of those stocks which is not ready to move yet, but can probably move in the next 1 or 2 days. So just keep that on radar. Now, one of a very interesting sector and name which is starting to build up is TCI Express. So now logistics stocks, Blue Dart, TCI Express, and there are a bunch of other logistics companies, even VRL Logistics. I think there is some action happening in these logistics stocks, so keep them on watch. I think this is now ready to expand tomorrow. TCI Express earnings were fantastic. Post earnings, we got a move. Now we're getting like a cool down of supply. There is absolutely no supply all the way until 1800s. I think there's got a straight path. So TCI Express definitely on radar for swings. I think it's going to do really well. Next up is KEC International. So this manufactures railways, railway equipment, electrical equipment. Today they got orders for two Kavach orders. So Kavach is like the security system that the Indian Railways is now kind of trying to adopt. They got two orders that the management today said in a press conference that they're expecting more orders to come in. So there is a catalyst, although the stock did not really move based on that catalyst today, but the range that is being forming over here, I think that makes it look interesting. And to see what happens tomorrow. Again, this is an illiquid stock, not very easy to get in and get out, but massive moves come in these stocks. So keep this on radar, probably for a swing. Next up is Karur. So, disclaimer, we have a position in this, and I think this is one of the best looking banking names for me. I think the range has become really nice. We've got all these liquidity taken over here inside this range, and now there are multiple taps, absorption of supply. I think it's going to take 2 or 3 days, but it's going to definitely explode all the way until 114, 115. That's what I'm expecting. So, I'm definitely excited for this. You can observe it, you can have a look at it from an intraday swing perspective, and you can take a call. Whirlpool is another name, again, not ready yet, but electricals, Orient Electric was also doing well. Havells was also doing really well. So, and even Voltus did well, I think, yesterday or today. So, Whirlpool is another name which I'll be keeping a track on. I do not like to trade this stock because I feel the price action is a bit erratic, but it was forming a decent thing. So, I was like, I could probably share that with you. So that's what I'm doing. Triveni Engineering, another company, after a big gap over here post earnings, and this has been like a solid performer. Now it's again moving, consolidating into a range. I think it's going to be interesting to watch. The left side is not that great. We've got tons of supply here. We've got tons of supply here. But I think this could easily, take those supplies out. And, there is at least a clear runway for 292, 295 areas. So I'm definitely going to be watching out for this one. Not ready yet, but I think could be ready very, very soon. The other thing is there's another stock, Integra Engineering, and this is also doing the same thing, very strong. And I'm going to be watching out. This is not one of my watch list stocks. I'm just going to be keeping a close eye on this. Maybe in the next 1 or 2 days, it will be ready to move. So these are basically the list of stocks that I will be watching out for. And as I've said, there's so much action in mid caps, small caps, and a bunch of even large cap stocks. So stop, only sticking to the indices. And Bank Nifty also is now the expiry is changed to Friday. I think post July 6th or 7th. So yeah, but never mind. I mean, there's lots of institutional action happening over here. FIs have been buyers, lots of strong depth in the cash market. I think this is where a lot of money can be made, provided if you have a good trading system, you have set of rules, and you manage your risk really well. So these are the stocks that I'm going to be watching out for tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, and let's see what these stocks do. I wish you all the best. Take care, manage risk really well. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment if you like the content. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow.